All right, here's the truth. A lot of people are looking to relocate down to New Mexico, and more specifically Albuquerque, but there's a ton of people that keep telling me to stop hyping up the city, quit acting like Albuquerque is this great place to live, talk about the dangers and all this stuff. Well, we're not here to address the haters in this video, guys, but I am here to tell you the truth about what it's like when you live down here in Albuquerque, New Mexico in 2025. So grab your pen and your pad, let's get into today's video. Man, it's such a beautiful day out here. We got a bunch of overcast. It's not even windy, and it's about like 55 degrees out here. It's like perfect sweater weather. I mean, if you guys have heard that song, I mean, totally dope song. But in today's video, we're gonna be going over a few things like the cost of living here, what you can expect, some challenges, the affordability of homes, and the different things that you can experience when you are purchasing a house, and then of course the lifestyle that we have here in Albuquerque. So if that's something you're interested in, you're in the right place. And I got to tell you that if this is your first time tuning into the Living in Albuquerque channel, welcome. My name is Eli. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom. That way you guys never miss out on any videos, because we are dropping videos every week talking about what our beautiful state of New Mexico has to offer. Now, aside from doing these videos, as much as I love doing this, guys, I would also love to help you out with your real estate needs. So if you are planning on moving down here this year, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. Whether you're looking to purchase or rent a house, I have all the great tools and resources to make this move and transition to the Southwest a lot easier. So feel free to hit me up, because I love to help. A conversation that I have on a weekly basis is the topic of cost of living. Now, if you are planning on relocating from places like Los Angeles, Denver, Austin, Dallas, all these major cities that we always talk about, Phoenix, the cost of living is actually 10 to 20% less expensive. And you're talking about groceries, gas, utility bills, light, electricity, gas, all that stuff, right? I'd be naive to say that, you know, things haven't gotten expensive here, because they have, right? Things have gotten expensive all over the world. But in hindsight, when you are comparing a big city living down to Albuquerque, still way less expensive, and it actually makes a ton more sense, especially if you are planning on retiring. Like, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and he let me know that he's always wanted to live in New Mexico. It was just never ideal. And now that he's retiring, he's trying to maximize his retirement for one, and he's looking to finally just slow down his life and enjoy it. So I seen the sigh of relief in his face. It was pretty freaking awesome. Like, these conversations are real. So knowing that this is a very important topic, guys, and you guys should compare and contrast your day-to-day living when it comes down to moving here from where you live right now, because you might actually find that it's less expensive where you are right now, right? I'm talking about people who live like in these rural little towns. But if you are moving from a major city, the only differences that I've seen so far is like healthcare can sometimes be a little bit more expensive here, and then some other miscellaneous things that, you know, are really specific to one person. And we can get into those topics over a quick Zoom call if you guys really want to find out a little bit more about this. Today's a perfect day for this topic, guys. The climate here, although year-round it's pretty much good, you're gonna get about 300 days of sunny weather and year-round fun, right? That's what it all comes down to, is that you're gonna have a climate that's super predictable. But I gotta interject that sometimes it just feels like it's a little weird. Like, yesterday was super sunny. I mean, it was like 70 degrees, and today it's like 50 degrees, like total night and day difference, right? And there's gonna be those days. We are gonna have some extremes. Like here in the wintertime, we do get below freezing, so you are gonna get sometimes the temperatures hitting like 18 degrees. So bundling up is gonna be a good thing. And majority of the time, you're gonna be dressing in layers anyway, so when you get indoors, you take them all off. When you go back outside, you put them all on. Like, if you come from anywhere that it's cold, you understand what I'm talking about. But in the summertime, guys, this is kind of like the punch to it all. You're not gonna see like these ridiculous 110, 120 temperatures for like days on end. It's gonna only be like a handful of days that we see that. That's the extreme that it gets. And then after like that little week where it is like super hot, it gets back down into the 90s. So if you are worried about the temperatures, you're worried about the climate, like how much snow do we get here? Here in Albuquerque alone, we don't get a ton of snow, but if you do live in the East Mountains, or you live like in Rio Rancho, sometimes in Los Lunas still get some snow, then that's when I worry. But outside of that, there's no concern at all. You're just gonna have to buy more layers, more jackets, more long sleeve shirts. And if you're like me, you'll invest in more hoodies and more shorts because it's perfect. The only thing that I dislike about Albuquerque is when it gets windy, because it picks up all the dirt that we have around here and it just makes my allergies act up. Days like this where it's overcast, it's, not windy at all, it's perfect. So again, touching on the climate and segueing into our next conversation is going to be the housing market here. Now, the housing market is a whole different beast. Now, depending on where you're looking to live, Santa Fe is like its own different area, like literally, like the house prices change dramatically when you are looking to live in Santa Fe. I'm talking about like double, right? So if you are planning on moving out there, we can have that conversation and we can help you find a home out there, not steering you guys away from Santa Fe. It's just making you aware to the real fact that it's cheaper to live here in Albuquerque. And a ton of people do move to Albuquerque, even though they plan on working in Santa Fe, because it's less than an hour away. Pretty cool. But the housing market in general here in New Mexico is pretty competitive. You will find some great deals, like houses under $400,000 that are in great shape. I'm showing a client of ours that's looking to relocate from Hawaii. I was showing him a couple of houses under his price range, right under $500,000, and he was amazed at what he can purchase. He was like, I can never buy this in Hawaii. So crazy to find out that people in Hawaii watch our videos. Pretty freaking cool. But getting back into the topic, guys, our market is growing, so there is plenty of opportunities. You may find a little pocket here and there that's really hot, but overall, guys, don't feel like there's not going to be a house out there for you. If one goes away, another one pops up. I've been doing this for a while, so I really understand how the market works down here. And if you are looking for a great place to just invest your money, you're looking to purchase a house finally, because wherever you live, it's only become ideal to rent. Like, purchasing a house is like out of reach. Down here is also a great place to do it. You can purchase a house that needs some love. It has a little character, maybe a little older. And if you got the funds to do it, or the time and resources, like skills, you can definitely make those houses worth way more than what you purchased them, right? There's a bunch of opportunity here. We're actually helping a ton of people do this. So if you are interested in that route, we also can help you out. And that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. If you're interested in investing in homes here in Albuquerque or in New Mexico in general, I'd love to help you with that. There's one thing that's growing, but it's still kind of like in this weird phase that it's still pretty small where it's competitive, and that's the job market. Now, if you are looking to work down here, you're more than likely going to be working either in healthcare, tech, aerospace, or working a government job. Aside from that, you got all the small businesses and that stuff, but really there's only one other thing that I can think of that you would work out outside of that, and that's probably education. So if you are planning on moving down here because you're a doctor, you're a nurse, you're somebody that works in tech, you work for Boeing, I don't know what it is, right? There's a ton of people that hit us up for these different companies. Just be sure that there is plenty of opportunities out here. Although it may seem small and it may seem like there's a ton of people attacking these really specific jobs, you might be surprised to find out that there's really only maybe like 3 or 4 people competing for the same job, which of course is competition, but it's not like in Dallas or in Los Angeles or Denver even, where 100 people are applying for one job and it's like you're getting drowned out by the sea of noise. So if you are looking for a place where you can really plant some roots and get a pretty stable job and a pretty good job, I know a ton of people have done it. Shoot, I've done it. I highly recommend looking into some of these areas down here in Albuquerque. Now, if you do work for like the state, you might have to travel to Santa Fe. If you do work for like the city or the county, which, believe it or not, 2 government entities in one city. That's the cool thing about living in a metro area, is that you get plenty of government job opportunities, and they're always hiring. If you go look on their websites, you'll see all these different job postings. Like, it's crazy. So if you are worried about the opportunities down here, if you're even going to be able to get a job, just know that if those things don't work out, there's always local places hiring, and there's a ton of local businesses here that you'd be dumbfounded and pretty surprised to find out that they're willing to actually give you the opportunities. Now, I didn't bring it up in the last clip, but the rise of remote workers relocating down here to New Mexico is super high because, number one, of course, the affordability aspect, but having a better quality of life just means so much more to people nowadays than it used to before. So What are these people looking for as far as the quality of life? Well, it comes down to a more peaceful, more relaxed environment, easy access to nature and the outdoors. You're looking for more cultural richness. Whatever the case is, I mean, you fill in the blank, we more than likely have it here. Because I'm just gonna be honest with you, and I had this conversation yesterday on one of our Zoom calls. I let the gentleman know that living down here is easy. Like, it's pretty much up to you on what you wanna make it. If you want to live, this fast-paced lifestyle, you can. If you want to be like me and just live kind of like in between, in the middle, you can. Or if you just want to live a totally relaxed lifestyle, you want to go to work, you want to come home and just veg on the couch, like, it's totally up to you. Neither one is wrong. But the beauty of it is that nobody here really cares what you're doing. Like, everybody just wants the same thing. And when that collective mindset comes together, the whole city feels it, right? There's a ton of people out here. Like, I'm very fascinated on how many people are actually out here just enjoying what we have here, this park. Even with the weather just super gloomy, like, it's perfect. I don't know, but if you're into those kinds of things, you're a hippie like me when it comes to mental health, you're really an advocate for it, and you understand that sometimes your environment really impacts your quality of life. It's not just all about making all this money and living this certain type of lifestyle, because at the end of the day, you can't take it all with you guys. So if you are looking for somewhere that's a little bit more relaxed, shorter commutes for one, if you're a person that hates sitting in traffic and you want to be able to afford a better lifestyle, you may want to consider moving down here sooner than later. And I mean, there's negatives to it, but the positives trump that 100% every time. Tons of hot topics, tons of reasons why you should probably look and relocating down here. I'm not gonna address any of the hype. These haters in the comments and everywhere that I see, it's like, you guys don't get it. And some of these people actually live here, and I'm almost concerned that they're not really enjoying what we have around us really to the fullest. So if you are somebody that is looking to relocate down here and you really want to know the truth about living here in Albuquerque from somebody who's lived here for 30 plus years, and his wife is born and raised here, and really, I mean, I've been everywhere around the city, guys. Like, when I was young, I used to skateboard all around here, like this park even. I just know this city really like the back of my hand. So if you want to know more, you have specific questions, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. Feel free to call or text me at any time. I am that one that answers all the calls, texts, and emails, and I'd love to chat with you guys. But I'm gonna head inside. You guys know what time it is. It's lunchtime. The wife made a killer protein bowl for me, and I'm super excited. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.